Hey, what's up, DJ? What's up, guys? So welcome to B Sports Picks. I have a couple of things I want to talk about. I'm gonna hook you guys up with two batter props. Let me go live on Instagram. Okay, cool. So I have two batter props to go through. I'm also going to tell you what happened yesterday, which was not good, and then I'm gonna give you a quick breakdown of a couple of games that I'm looking at. So let's get started here. So yeah, last month we were up about 40 units, 35 to 40 units. Then this month we were up again about 25 to 30 units. And then yesterday, 2 days ago, we lost like 3 units. And then it was a break even day, and then like a slight winning day. And then yesterday was really bad. It was like a six unit loss day. So overall, I've been saying that it's a regression time right now. You can't win forever, and there's a lot of things that I was paying attention to on why I think this is happening. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of a step back. I'm still going to place my bets. I'm still going to keep going, but I'm going to be very careful with what I'm doing. What's up, Danny? And just let me just give you guys my strategy, what I'm thinking, and why I'm doing it. Okay. So basically, I'm going to do my best to reduce the amount of plays that I'm putting out and the amount of plays that I'm looking at, just to kind of protect myself and protect you guys. Also, the regression is serious because, like I said, in very importantly, when it's the All-Star break, the teams tend to kind of lay off the gas, and they're some of the players kind of take a chill pill for a while. It's a lot of things that happens in every sport. I've mentioned it in a couple of videos already. So because of this shift, I'm like I said, I'm going to take it a little bit slower until I can get a handle on things. And then another major reason I'm taking it slower is because I was spending a lot of time. Let me show you what I was doing here. I was spending a lot of time building this out right here, and when this was very very stressful because I built it from scratch. So basically, I had to get all the data points. I had to create all this stuff from scratch, like I said. So it took 6 weeks, and it took a lot of effort on my part. So I want to make sure that I'm not overwhelmed and I'm not burning myself out. So that's the reason I'm going to take a little bit of a step back just to make sure. I'm also going to take a vacation in a couple next week. But overall, this data right here is very solid, and like I said, I want to make sure that everything is legit before I push very very hard on it. So for those reasons, I am going to be taking it slower. I'm going to hook you guys up with two batter props. Like for example, yesterday I had 14 batter props and then 3 games. So that's why it was over 6 unit loss day, because I had so many damn plays out there. So overall, I just wanted to break that down for you, that it's not always a winning day. Another big thing that I noticed is that, for example, right here, let me pull this out a little bit. Right here, you can see I had 4 batters. 2 of those hit, but 2 of them didn't. And they killed a parlay because this guy, obviously, he didn't get a hit, so he killed this parlay. And then this guy didn't get a hit, and he killed this parlay. So rather than forcing parlays, especially when it's this expensive, for you can see right there, Falefa, then I'm going to actually just do one leg parlay, or no, I'm sorry, not one leg parlays, just a straight bets. And I'm going to try to reduce the amount of parlays that I'm doing because, like I said, a lot of the batters did actually get hits, but then they were on a parlay that didn't get a hit. So having said all that, I'm also looking on the unders. I have a business partner. We talk about the situations that we're looking at. He's been doing very, very solid on a stolen bases under, and I've been doing very, very solid on the RBI under. So we're going to start looking on the unders. We do a lot of overs as well, but this right now, because of the regression, because of the changes, because of the teams tanking games and stuff like that, we're going to start looking at the under. And like I said, this my business partner had, I believe, it was a 15-unit week last week, just on these unders, the stolen bases. Okay, you can see how expensive they are, but they've been hitting even with this expensive odds right here. They've been hitting. So, anyways, that's something that we're looking at. As something that we're doing. And like I said, let me just kind of walk through a couple of games of why I'm skipping them. But and then I'm gonna give you two batter props. So the first one I was looking at was the Tigers versus the Diamondbacks. Where is it at? So there's two games here. The Toronto. Let me go back in here. So let's see. The first one was, where's it? Detroit. Okay. So let me see what it says here. Casey Mize 3.40 ERA versus Pafat 4.76. Clear pitching advantage. Tigers dominate 34-21 at home. Tigers on a 2-game winning streak versus the Diamondbacks. Superior overall record. But there's a lot of stats here. You can see that's as far as it goes. They have a pitching advantage, but then you look at the bullpen is pretty similar. And then look at all this red on this side compared to all this green on this side. So Arizona does have an advantage on the overall record, even though the Detroit do have a little bit of a win streak right now. So anyways, that's the reason I'm staying away from that game. Also, the line wasn't shifting in the right direction. And then we were looking at the Royals as well. Where's it at? KC. So let me just kind of give you a quick breakdown. This is the last 7 days, the last 14 days, the last 30 days. So like I said, I'm still some stuff still doesn't work. I'm giving this away for free actually for 30 days because of the situation that some of this stuff still doesn't populate. But overall, you can see there's a lot of good information here. I'm not going to get into all the details. The reason I was looking at this game is because of the pitching. So the pitching is not showing right here. But basically, he's going against Seth Lugo, 2.95 ERA versus Fetty, 5.22. So it's a massive mismatch for pitching. Also, the Royals have a superior recent record of a 6-4 out of the last 10. Plus, they have home field advantage, and then they have a better against the spread record in the last 10 games. So I'm not touching this game either because the line wasn't shifting in the right direction. So basically, the three teams I was looking at, I'm not going to go into all the details, but it was the Tigers, the Royals, the Phillies, and actually the Mariners also. But I did not take them. Like I said, I'm not forcing anything. And there was a lot of contradictions besides just the stats. So let me give you guys two batter props. The first one is going to be Luis Arraez right here. This one, 100% hit rate in the last 10. Between 4 and 5 times at bat. Luis Arraez has exceeded this 13 of his last 17 games at home. He's faced this pitcher 9 times, and he's gotten 4 hits. So that's an average of .444 against Manea. So this dude is solid overall. I've already done the research on this graph, meaning that wherever this guy throws, this guy tends to hit. You can see this guy can pretty much get a hit anywhere. His graph right here is pretty much red everywhere. So it doesn't really matter where they pitch to this guy. This guy gets hits. This dude's been solid for years. So take a look at this. He's hit for us as well yesterday. All right, next one is Nick Kurtz. If you have not heard of this dude, he actually had a four home run game. So because he's a rookie, he had actually 6 hits the other day, and he had 4 home runs in one game as a rookie. So this dude is solid. Look at this record here. Nick Kurtz from Athletics, 100% hit rate. He had 6 hits in one game, and 4 of those were home runs. So overall, 100% hit rate, 4 to 5 times at bat. He's exceeded this 14 straight games. And then the graph over here, he can pretty much get a hit anywhere except this little corner here. But this guy doesn't tend to throw too much in these little corners. So I've already done all this research. Those are the 2 plays that I'm going with right now. Nick Kurtz and Luis Arraez, both of them to record 1 hit. Yeah, what's up, DJ? All right, so how about the Boston Twins game last night? I was not looking at that game, so I wasn't paying attention to that game. So yeah, guys, I do have 2 other actually 4 under RBIs were posted in the VIP, and then I have 1 other batter prop as well, but I don't have it in front of me. So like I said, I'm staying away from all these games. There's a lot of contradictions. The lines are somewhat hard to read. There's the Blue Jays were actually looking decent, but then they lost. The Baltimore has been doing very well recently, so there's a lot of contradictions like that. I'm not touching any of these games today. I was looking at some other data, which I'm not going to pull up right here, but overall, like I said, I do have four under RBIs and 3 total batter props. If you guys want that, make sure you go to the link in the description and click on the VIP sections. Also, if you want access to this Sharp Edge for 30 days, like I said, it's still a little bit of a work in progress. It's very, very close to being done. Like, for example, right here, you got the Rockies versus the Guardians. It got all sorts of information over here for projections. The batting in the ninth, batting action and stuff like that. It's got a lot of information, but as you saw in the other, some games don't have all the information. So because they're still missing data and some stuff might be broken and things like that, I'm giving it away for free for 30 days. So if you want that, send me a text message. You don't have to send a screenshot, just send me a text. But if you want to take a screenshot so you have my number, then go ahead and do that. Can you look at the Miami game? Yeah, give me a second. Where's it at? All right, so this one, it says the Cardinals opened at a 172. It went down to 164, so that favors the Marlins. You can see they started at a plus 145. Now they're at a plus 140. So that's already a contradiction because the line is moving in the Marlins' favor, and the win probability over here is going towards St. Louis. Projected score is St. Louis 4.5 compared to 3. So that's a total 8-run projection. Team grade overall is B- for St. Louis, D minus, D. You can see all the red right there, and all like the yellowish stuff over here. So it is saying just from this little projection table that the Cardinals have a favorite to win. Now the line is shifting in the wrong direction, so that's a big contradiction. I hope that makes sense. And then it's also saying that St. Louis is not going to bat in the ninth, meaning that they should be winning the game. They got the percentage of the bets, percentage of the money is going towards St. Louis slightly. And then you got batting analysis. The batting average is favoring St. Louis. Runs scored per game is more. This is actual data. It's not projections. So you can see in the last 30 days, these guys have less runs than per game. But if you start going closer, like towards the last 7 games, these guys got 4 runs compared to 3 runs. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, DJ, I would stay away from this game. There's too many contradictions. Pitching is better for Miami. Batting is better for St. Louis. The line is shifting. There's way too many contradictions. Sonny Gray is decent, 4.33 league average compared to Sandy Alcantara, which looks horrible. I thought he was better than this, but 5 wins, 9 losses, 6.6 ERA. So he's below average. Bullpen is better. So way too many contradictions. I wouldn't touch this game at all. So you're the second, Julio. You're the second one that's telling me that it's not working. So send me a text message and we'll try to figure it out. Send me a text message to this number and we'll try to figure it out. All right. Players hitting a home run. I don't do players hitting a home run. The batter props that I do is a player to get a hit, a player not to get an RBI, and under no stolen bases. So those are the 3 that we look at. I don't do home runs. I'm also going to start looking at the under. What is this? Under 1.5 hits, because a lot of these batters are. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. A lot of these batters that we look at are supposed to get 2 hits, but we sort through so many batters that sometimes it doesn't make sense. And then I'd rather do the under 1.5 hits. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm not putting it out there right now, especially like I said right now. Since we are going to start looking at unders, it's decent to take a look at it. So give me a second here. Let me see the MLB props. All right, so this is what it looks like. This is the original spreadsheet I get in the morning. You can see we got Bo Bichette right here, the last 10 games. So pretty much this is just a breakdown of all the batters and their last 10 games for right here. So overall, if you just take a quick glance at this, it looks like, what the hell, if this is your first time seeing it. But the under 1.5 hits is actually broken down like this, where we look at the overall person and the last 10 games, you can see he's missed. You can just see a bunch of zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got 5 games without a hit. He's only got 2 games with 2 hits. So if you were to go to his under 2 hits, that's hitting at an 80% hit rate. So I hope that makes sense. Let me see if I can pull it up so it can make a little bit more sense. So let's see. Nick Lukes. All right, so here we go. Under 1.5 hits is what the next prop that I'm going to be looking at. But you can see if we're looking at his under, he's only hit this twice. That's why this is red, because he's only hit it twice. So it's an 80% hit rate. It tells you right there, last 10 is 80% hit rate on the under 2 hits. Don't take this bet. I'm just telling you there's something that I'm considering to start monitoring and start pushing, because you can see there's clear data here. Let's just take another quick glance here. 1, 2, 3, 4 games with no hits. You can see a bunch of 2s right here, which I would skip. There's a bunch of 1s. There's only 1 game with a 2. So Gurriel, let's take a look at Gurriel just so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. All right, so they moved his line. It's no longer available at under 1.5. Well, maybe under 1.5, 90% hit rate. As you can see, he's got great pitching right here with Mize. He's going against Mize. And then you just kind of look around. So anyways, like I said, this is what I'm looking at on the unders. So when the sharp edge is going to be ready, it's going to be sweet. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's going to be, man, for sure. I put a lot of effort into it. Like I said, it took me 6 weeks. I've been doing online marketing for 20 years, building websites for 20 years. And this one was one of the most difficult ones because it's all hard-coded pretty much from scratch. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. How about Toronto and Baltimore? I'm not looking at Toronto or Baltimore. I'm staying away. Why do I feel like the Rockies have a good chance? The line is actually shifting in their favor. So let me take another look at the Rockies. I'm not touching the Rockies at all. I don't trust them for shit. But let's take a look at it. The line is going in there. You see how the line right here started at the Guardians 215. Now it's at 210. It's actually dropping. But the Rockies is actually stuck at a plus 180. So what tends to happen is that a lot of people, once the line gets, I've said this in other videos, when the line gets very high, it doesn't really matter what team it is, especially for the Guardians. They're not that good. It got too high. So now people are saying, you know what? Let me take a risk on the plus 180 and pretty much double my money. So you can see over here, the projections say it's all over for the Cleveland. Money, bets, everything is going towards Cleveland. But like I said, the line is too high. Plus, they have a decent pitcher today at a 3.13 compared to a 4.16. Cleveland does have a worse bullpen. So Colorado does have a better bullpen, better pitching overall today. But you can see they've only won 6 games of the last 10. These guys won 8 out of the last 10. So there's a lot of contradictions in this game. I'm not touching it, especially because I don't trust Colorado at all. All right, cool, man. So I'm going to be hopping off now, man. Appreciate you guys that are here. Like I said, I'm staying away from a lot of games. Yesterday was a very bad day, and I'm not going to force anything. I'm going to be a lot more careful, especially like I said, because I feel like I'm getting burnt out because I spent so much time and effort into this this page here. So because I did all that, I feel like I'm a little bit burnt out, and I want to make sure that it's not me, and it's more of just the switch from regular season. I'm sorry, from this first half of the season before the All-Star break to the second half of the season after the All-Star break. So it always happens in every sport, the same thing. So I want to make sure it's not just me and it's just the sport itself. And from there, then I'll get back to normal. But right now, I'm going to take a little bit of a step off the gas and just kind of enjoy having this website and taking care of it and making sure like everything's good on it. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate you all. If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description if you want the Sharp Edge, which is right here. I'm hooking you up for 30 days for free. So make sure you send me a text message there. Say, hey, I want the 30 days for free. All right, guys. Let's have a great day, man. Appreciate you all. Thank you.